Welcome to the Leadership Kitsap Alumni Spotlight. I'm today's host, Carli Meurs, your Executive Director of the Leadership Kitsap Foundation, and today I have the pleasure of hosting special guest, Deborah Horn. Deborah, welcome.
Thanks, Carli. Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely. So 96, best class ever.
I think so.
That's right.
I think every class thinks they're the best class.
Absolutely. We keep growing and evolving and improving.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So let's start there. Tell me all about 1996 and what you guys do. What was the program like?
You bet. So 1996 was the second Leadership Kitsap class. I moved here in 1991 from Hawaii, and my first job was with Hospice of Kitsap County. And the Leadership Kitsap program had begun a couple years later. And luckily, my executive director had come to me and said, this might be something you'd be interested in. We'd support you if you chose to do it. And, I looked at it and I thought, what a wonderful way to get to know the community that I had chosen to live and work and raise my family in. Mm-hmm. And so I applied and luckily was accepted.
Yay. Yeah, we're lucky you were accepted too. We're glad to have you still involved, still here, still a huge part of Leadership Kitsap a few years later. Do you remember your experience in the class and your community service project?
Oh, you bet. So we had a small class. There were 14 of us. I still actually stay in touch with over half of my class. We're all Facebook friends and or see each other at community functions and so forth. Mm-hmm. These are like friendships of a lifetime, I think, for sure. Mm-hmm. And our professional lives intersect as well, so it works really well. We had the 9 challenge days. I think our challenge day topics were different than they are today. And, we had like military day and government day and education and arts day and session. It was always a great challenge day. We started off with a weekend-long opening overview session, and again got to know everybody because we spent the whole weekend together out at CBEC Conference Center. Yeah. And then got together on the first Friday of every month. So it was great. And then we just have stayed in touch, as I said, in those early days when LK has social events. Used to be where all the classes would kind of come and challenge each other to see how many classmates came, and we'd have these competitions about which class had the most people show up.
That's a great idea.
That was fun.
We need to highlight that again.
It was fun.
Yeah. Was there a trophy involved?
No trophy.
Bragging rights.
Yeah, but bragging rights for sure.
Well, that's one of the traditions that I love continued and that started right away, because every year since the beginning, 1995, we've had these fall socials, we do spring socials, and the continuing education for the alumni. So really glad somebody started that, and we're continuing to do it. Would you challenge every class to bring their classmates and challenge each other again?
You bet. I think that it would be really fun. Kind of for some of us, since we've been in the program for so many years, it's more like a reunion.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
You need to schedule these things these days. Well, I know that you yourself are really busy. You have a lot of involvement in the community. You have your own support system throughout the community, and your work is really involved as well. Can you tell me about your work, but also you outside of your work? What are the things you like to do on the day-to-day?
You bet. So I'm the executive director of Meals on Wheels Kitsap. It's a nonprofit organization that was founded in 1973. And we provide healthy meals and more to seniors who are 60 and over, through community dining opportunities where you can get a hot meal and some socialization, and then through directly home delivered meals for homebound seniors. We also, thanks to COVID, actually started a new service line when COVID hit, and have a frozen meal pickup service now at 3 different sites in the community. So we're able to provide the nurturing and the meals and other services as well. I, in my, that's my business life, professional life. I also am involved with different nonprofit organizations, and throughout the years have been involved in a lot of different school-based and community-based nonprofits. Served for a couple of years on the Kitsap County Human Rights Council, was its chair for a year. I served in my professional organizations for the Senior Nutrition State Association. I've sat in many of those chairs and served as president for a couple of years, and then a whole lot more. And wanted to say that, so much of the skills, if you will, and that I received through going through Leadership Kitsap definitely helped me in those roles. Just is really a nice opportunity to be able to serve those in our community and at different levels. And then I'm a proud mother of 3 children who went through the Central Kitsap School District, and had the opportunity to volunteer in the district as well. I now have 5 grandsons, 3 who are in the Central Kitsap School District. So perhaps when I retire, I'll have more time to volunteer as their grandmother.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, look at you go. You're already planning for the next years ahead, like filling up your time with more community things. I love to hear that. I mean, it sounds like at first I was thinking, wow, you really have this passion for the medical, healthcare, human industry, the things that make us live comfortably and healthy. But it sounds like you're also interested in supporting education and other ways of living. Do you have any one focus that you like the best?
I think that I'm a firm believer in ohana, which is the Hawaiian word for family. And family could be blood relatives, but they could also be people that you work with, people that you do things with in the community. I belong to a local Seroptimus club, and we help women and young girls in Kitsap County. And I consider all of those members my family as well. And so, I can't really pick one over the others. Definitely my kids and my grandkids come first in
Well, that's
everything.
hard to beat. That's right. And you don't need to pick one.
Yeah.
You did say, you were from Hawaii, originally. What brought you to Kitsap? How did we get so lucky?
Well, actually, my in-laws lived here in the Northwest, and so we used to come up every year and visit. And on one of those trips, we realized that it was way more affordable to raise our family here. And so we came back and found a place that we liked and moved here. And now we go home to Hawaii every year and visit. So I think we have the best of both worlds.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sounds like you get both sides of it. We love that. Is there something that you and the kids and the big ohana, the big family, like to do outside of work? Weekends or summertime or anything?
You bet.
Anything?
So I have a couple of grandsons who play soccer. So we're a soccer family. And you can find us most weekends on soccer fields around the Puget Sound area. But, we also get together every year and do big family reunions. So my husband's family, they have 10, a blended family. And so we get together whenever we can. They're spread all over the United States. So we do some traveling as well. So
That's really nice.
yeah,
Kind of nice to have people in different places. You get
places to visit.
see new places. That's right. So we have had a common theme throughout our conversation of bringing people together and the importance of that. Do you have any thoughts to share about that?
I think that from a Leadership Kitsap perspective,
From a Deborah Horn perspective.
well, I think that most people enjoy being with others, and everybody has a different situation and different backgrounds. And what's, I think, important to one might be different for another. And it's just being able to accept people where they are. I'm blessed to come from an environment that is very welcoming. And I can remember growing up and having strangers at our house for dinner because, my mom or dad just happened to meet up with somebody and said, hey, why don't you come and, have dinner with our family? And so we're not strangers to that.
Awesome.
And we've perpetuated that, made our home also very welcoming so that our kids and their friends
Oh, I
and
love
such
that.
also. So I think, again, I think that most people enjoy having that ohana, whatever that ohana means to them,
That's right. And you have a big influence on young people. How important is that, setting up the children or the young people for their successful futures?
So again, I think it takes a village, to make that happen. I'm excited and happy to be part of that village for my kids and my grandchildren, and others that I might come into contact with through either my work or through my volunteer work in the community. I think what's wonderful is that there's so many opportunities out there, and waiting for people like me to come and say, hey, that's really important. I have something to contribute, whether it's money or it's time, and I choose to do it. So
I love it. So encouraging people to step into something that they see they can help with. And how about asking people to come help? I think that's pretty important as well.
it is, and I kind of tease because I think I sometimes have this reputation of people see me coming, they go, oh no, she's going to ask me to do something. Because I do.
Well, you just see their potential, am I right? Oh, that's a fun place to be, though, because, well, you're pulling people in for their skills and strengths and empowering them to do what you see in them. So what kind of things do you like to empower people to do? Is that through work or is that in your home life too?
It actually is through my work and my community organizations that I volunteer with. Definitely in my work, because we're a volunteer-driven organization. We have a small paid staff, but, we've only been successful for being around as long as we have because of the wonderful volunteers that we've had come forth in the community to deliver meals, serve meals, make phone calls, help us raise money, awareness. And so a lot of that happens there. But, and for example, my profession, the community work I do for Swamptonus, for example, we currently are going through our Live Your Dream scholarship program. We award scholarships to single women, head of households, who are trying to better themselves and get a college degree. And, we encourage lots of volunteers to come out and help us with the judging, help us. We're going to be doing a workshop for potential applicants so that they can write great applications and those kinds of things. So I think we need to remember that everybody has a gift to give, and my gift may not look like your gift, and someone else's gift doesn't look like mine, but we all have something, and I think we just need to share that.
That's right. And sometimes people don't see that in themselves. So when you see it in someone else, you can pull that out, highlight that for them. Is there any advice that you would give to a leader or somebody who might not yet see themselves as a leader you could share?
I think that it's important, if you have the opportunity, to get involved with programs like Leadership Kitsap. I know that many professional organizations, depending on what your career is, also offer leadership opportunities, and I would say go for it if you have that opportunity. And then bring it back and give it back, because, I feel like I'm a mentor now, where I used to be the mentee, because I've been around for a long time.
You're gaining all of these years of experience, and we're lucky to have you as our mentor now.
Well, yeah, I just want to help.
That's right. And you do so much of that, so thank you from the community as a whole.
Well, thanks, Carli.
Yeah. Speaking of a mentor-menteeship, do you do any formal mentoring, or do you have any involvement in that in a more structured way, or?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Are you interested?
My plate's really full right
Yeah,
now.
I understand. So one of the things that I love the most about a mentorship is that you could be a mentor for somebody and not even know it. So I always encourage people to pick a mentor, whether you tell them or not that you're picking them. Just soak in all of their knowledge, soak in all that they have to offer. And when they pick somebody like you or others like you, it's easy to soak that in because you're happy to share. So keep that up, because we love that and we need it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Outside of that, I'm going to go back to family and home life. What do you guys do to keep your very full plate from taking over your family time? Do you have any structured hangouts outside of the family reunion?
So, I was really blessed to grow up in a family that really was dedicated to having Sunday dinners. And it was something that even when I moved out, had my own family and was working, that we made it a point to do. And so we try really hard to do that whenever we can, even though my children are grown and live outside of the home and such. But we also include friends and, my sister and family as well, so we can get together as much as we can. We also volunteer together.
Oh.
I think that we are blessed to have, my husband has always been with a wife who he gets voluntold all the time. I think a lot of spouses are the same, but he enjoys that as well.
Yeah.
But everyone around us, my kids grew up having to help at fundraisers on a Sunday afternoon. They had no choice, but they love it now. And they have a real affinity and compassion for people in the community and where they can help. So it's just offering that exposure.
Yeah, getting them started early makes a big difference. Well, and it shows them a new perspective that they may never see out of that lens. When you expose somebody to nonprofits, for example, I honestly didn't really know what a nonprofit was until I was maybe 20, 25 years old, because I just really wasn't exposed to that world. Now I've been working for nonprofits exclusively, but it's important to just expose people to new opportunities, new perspectives, and like you said, everybody comes to the table with something and a different experience. Being open to that and using it, that's all we could ask for. That's how we make a better community.
You bet.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share today?
I just wanted to say that, thank you for this opportunity. Kitsap County is a fabulous place to live and work and live. And we have so many opportunities that we can share our gifts. So, great place to be.
Thank you. And thank you, Deborah, for being here today.
Thank you.
It's official. We're happy to have you as part of the Alumni Association, and we're so glad you keep coming back when we call. And thank you all for watching today's show, the Leadership Kitsap Alumni Spotlight, hosted and guest starred by Leadership Kitsap alumni.
Mm-hmm.